beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer, and what a time to be alive if you're a beer fan. Certainly of April 2022. Been out this morning, picked up a load of the Lidl craft beers, part of their craft beer festival. Find out Tesco have launched a couple of new beers. Shot out to Tesco to pick these up. Could only get the one. There's another one called Faith in Futures Twist Edition. Couldn't find it. Never mind, we got this one. Divine Faith Double IPA, 8% ABV by Northern Monk Brewing Company. This is their Twist Edition. I don't know what the Twist Edition means. We're going into this a little bit blind. But I've got my posh glass out for this one. This is my favourite glass of all time. Lervig's stemmed. Looks like a massive wine glass, doesn't it? But I feel at £4 a can, this beer deserves that glass. Let's get it out into a glass and see what we get. Oh, wow. Must have been gripping that can really hard. As soon as I opened the can, it nearly fell through my fingers. So we'll read you the back of the can later on. We'll work out what this Twist Edition means. Maybe they've changed the hops. Maybe they've done something quirky with it. But it looks absolutely superb. Got a 1 to 2 finger white head, soft looking head. It looks like it might kind of dissipate away actually. It's looking slightly kind of fairy soapy, isn't it, that head? The carbonation, the bubbles are not really tight, are they? Beer in the glass though. That's looking superb, isn't it? Really hazy looking. If it was cleared, it would be kind of very light amber, straw coloured. Not much in it. Oh, actually, you get up close to it and there's quite a bit of carbonate. I was about to say there's not much carbonation, but you actually get up close to this beer and you can see the carbonation rising up the glass. Let's get the aroma then on this lovely cloudy, hazy looking beer. That smells bonkers. Absolutely bonkers. Juicy, juicy, juicy. Oh, so tropical. Passion fruit, mango, grapefruit, orange peel, tangerine, but hops. Hops, definitely hops. New World, probably some American, New Zealand, Australian hops in here. It's got me salivating. Let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. Oh, that's interesting. That's an interesting brew. I'm being a little bit restrained. I'm kind of just holding back a little bit on my kind of Stone the Crows. I want to make sure but yeah, Stone the Crows for £4 a can. This stuff is pretty decent. It is pretty decent. Do you know what I'm really enjoying about the beer? Apart from all the hops and the mouthfeel and everything else that's going on in my mouth, is a wonderful warming sensation from the alcohol. You can feel it slightly kind of burning your throat a little bit. You can feel, not burning, warming. You can feel it warming your throat. You can feel it warming as it slides down into the pit of the stomach. And it's that satisfying feeling of of a big, bold, strong beer. Some people like that, some people don't. I do. I like the fact that I bought this beer. I know it's 8% ABV, I can see it on the label. And it's given me that kind of 8% ABV. It's given me that warming sensation as a beer hits the pit of the stomach. It's a very satisfying feeling. Flavour-wise, very tropical. All your passion fruit, your mangoes, your grapefruit, orange peel, fleshy blood orange. And next to no bitterness. That's the important things with these kind of hazy looking beers, next to no bitterness. And to be honest with you, it's still very, very popular. I think there's still a lot of growth. I think there's still a lot of room for these hazy beers. What I've found over the last few years is since they've come into fashion, if you like, since a lot of people wanted to drink these hazy New England IPAs, they've been refined. They've had the years and the time to refine their recipes, these brewers, and make them terrific. What's really interesting about the beer, and it's only since a brewer told me last year, 2020, back end of 2020, so about 18 months ago, he said brewers are dropping the NE, they're dropping the New England bit now because so many people are brewing these hazy New England IPAs that why not just call it an IPA? So this is what we have here, a double IPA. Now double IPAs years ago, your San Diego, California style double IPAs, they would be orange. That would be a deep orange colour. If you rewound 10 years ago, it would have a rampaging bitterness on it. But things change, things evolve. Have they evolved for the better? Let's have another sip and kind of reevaluate. I think they have. I think the fact that now this is called IPA rather than New England IPA or double New England IPA, it's just confusing. It's just confusing. The fact that probably 80% of the IPA drinking population want to drink this style of beer anyway, why not just call it IPA? What I think should happen maybe is that the old-fashioned, see my hesitancy there, the hesitancy to say old-fashioned, because I still love the kind of the West Coast style IPA, is that maybe now the double IPA, your old-fashioned double IPA, should be called kind of West Coast double IPA. And then there's no confusion. There's no confusion at all. If you're into beer, if you understand beer, if you're a brewer, or if you've been involved in kind of checking in on Untapped for years and years and years, or you've just got a little bit of experience in beer, then you will know straight away. You will be able to identify a West Coast double IPA to this kind of new world, if you like, double IPA. Much more bitterness in the West Coast versions of the beer. But even then I'm contradicting myself, because I've had a lot of comments recently saying even the West Coast Brewers of America now, that they're calling themselves West Coast IPAs, and they're basically East Coast of America IPAs. Now it's getting really confusing, and I do apologise. Now it's getting really confusing. If you're new to beer and you're watching this thinking, what is he banging on about? Then it's just styles, how beer is evolving. But evolving for the better. That's the message, evolving for the better. The question that you all want to know is this worth the £4 I paid? In short, yes, absolutely. This is terrific beer for £4 a can. It really is. It's sliding down. It's incredibly drinkable. It's 5 to 1 in the afternoon and I'm drinking a double IPA. Wife gets in at 5:30. It'll probably wear off by then. It's terrific. It really is. Terrific, terrific beer. Lots of flavour. Lots of soft drinkability. Northern Monk have treated their water here. They've treated their water so that the hops shine. They've used lovely light grain, lovely light malt, so that again the hops can shine. In using light malt that's not overly tasty, it's just producing sugars, which it should, and by treating the water so the water is really soft, you're only going to benefit the hops that you're using to make your beer. Hops are expensive. Hops are expensive things to buy. I know that by speaking to brewers. There was a hop crisis a few years ago, and then with the growth of craft beer and new breweries showing up and people wanting to buy and drink these hoppy beers, the brewers have got to get it right. They got to treat their water. They've got to use the right malts to make the hops shine, because they're expensive things, hops. They really are. Northern Monk have done that. They've done that. And they're holding on to their values. They really are holding on to their values. I mean, Northern Monk over the last 5 years have completely transformed as a company. Maybe even longer than 5 years now. But I brewed with Northern Monk a few years, or maybe 6 or 7 years ago now. I brewed a custard cream pale ale. But if you told me Northern Monk back then would become the company that they are now, a great craft brewing company that hold on to their values, but are still able to slide beers into Morrison's and Tesco's and Sainsbury's and Asda. Do they brew beer for Asda? I'm not sure. Comment if they do or not. But they hold on to the quality. It's the quality of the beer that's most important. If you look at some of Northern Monk's greatest competitors over the years, Magic Rock, Brewdog, the quality of their beers has just been on a downward spiral. Whereas Northern Monk, that solid rock, that solid granite of the North mentality, they've been able to hold on to their quality. And I think it's a trademark now. It's a trademark. When you think of buying a bar of Cadbury's, you expect a level of quality. When you buy a bar of Galaxy or you buy a box of Kellogg's cornflakes, you expect a level of quality. You don't see these companies spiraling down on quality. You see the same cornflake or the same chocolate bar year after year, a decent quality. And I think Northern Monk, out of all of the big brewers hitting the supermarkets, completely understand that. They completely understand that you have to have that quality product in the glass. And that's exactly what this is. I feel like I've been rambling now way too long. Twist Edition. Why is it Twist Edition? Our flagship hazy pale ale Faith, dialed up to divide levels as a double IPA. So this is Divine Faith. Right, so this is Faith. Right, I get it. Right, okay. This is Faith. A double IPA version of Faith, because I've drunk loads of Faith over the years. Rating: looks good, smells good, tastes good. And I'm going to be honest with you, I've literally walked through the door. I picked this can off the shelf. I've had no time to put it in the fridge. I've come through the front door, dropped my shopping on the floor, come in, set the camera up, bish bash bosh, on with the review. Poured great, smells great, tastes great. Wonderful stuff. Wonderful stuff. One last thing before I rate the beer. Don't overly chill a beer like this. You don't need to overly chill a beer like this. Get this beer, I mean, hell, I'm drinking this beer room temperature and it's still terrific. Still terrific. If it's the height of summer, get it down to 10 degrees. But yeah, this is manageable right now. If you over chill your beers, you end up losing all of that hop quality, all of the malt. You lose so much if you overcool a beer. The fridge can sometimes be your enemy. If you've just come over from Molson Coors or Foster's or whatever, and you've been drinking ultra cold, extra cold beers for the last 20 years, honestly, it's why you've not been tasting anything. The fridge can sometimes be an enemy. Don't over chill your beers. Rating for Divine Faith Double IPA by Northern Monk Brewing Company. I love it. I absolutely love it. For that £4 price point, the more I've drunk it, the more I've enjoyed it. It's a Stone the Crows 9 out of 10. It's a 9 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom! Cheers.